tell us about what you do with revenue reveal and how we could maybe operationalize our cookbook or get the data and dashboards in front of us to make better decisions and develop this engine machine.
Yeah, so I'm basically distilling everything I learned in the last 10 years in SaaS, from leading business development to field sales to revenue operations. Had a small stint as a CEO, went through two acquisitions in the past couple of years as well. And what I've realized is most sales leaders, most sales teams don't really know how to operationalize their revenue operating system. A lot of
Hmm.
it is, hey, throwing things on a wall, see what sticks, right? Without the data to put it in. How I view it is revenue should be like Moneyball. You have a set of playbooks, processes, data, systems, a sequence of movements and steps, kind of like a dance of sort moving towards the right direction, so that you know, hey, based on the problem I have, how do I diagnose the revenue issue I have? How do I break through this growth plateau I have? Or how do I just set a standard operating procedure for my team to grow right there? And so there, a lot of that is human intervention. You need humans to help with the skills aspect of things, following the
Hmm.
process, building accountability. But I think AI and all these other various tools can certainly accelerate the process or maybe enhance what humans are doing. Maybe not replace them just yet, but certainly enhance them.
Can you take it another level more detailed, or maybe give us an example of like how the Sandler philosophies get embedded into the tools or the measurements, or how you kind of combine like a company sales process with the methodology with the technology?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'll dial it back to how do you measure that as well. So some of my clients, what they've done is, they've changed their discovery call. But one of the questions they'll ask is, well, how do we know the reps are adopting this new discovery framework, and how do we know it's successful? For
Hmm.
one, we have to measure it. So how do you measure it? There are various conversation intelligence tools out there like Grain, Gong, or Chorus. And in those, I usually set up trackers. So for example, in upfront contract, you have your appreciate naturally, obviously, and typically. So I'll set trackers around appreciate you making the time. Naturally, you'll have questions for me. Obviously, I'll have questions for you, typically at the end, or things like next steps. If it's a pain funnel, I'll track things like tell me more about that, or variations of those questions to tell me which reps are actually adopting this methodology. And based on those reps adopting that methodology, how is that impacting the conversion? How is that impacting their win rate? Back to the behavior
Mhm.
aspect, if you know reps aren't adopting it, and you know the reps that do succeed, you now have data to go back to your rep and ask them, hey, how can we have you adopt this? Is this back to an effort thing, a skill thing, or a knowledge thing? Because we had proven success. And the other aspect, once those calls are recorded, you now have these sound bites of best practices, which you can put into a resource library. If you're hiring new reps, great. You have a great foundation to build things off. If you need to coach these reps, maybe they don't want to listen to their leader or manager. Well, you can listen to your other reps doing best practice as well.